Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. They built companies that dominate our lives and fortunes so massive they make ancient kings look broke. But how did they really get rich? In this video, we'll break down the top 10 tech billionaires, their scrappy beginnings, the turning points that made them billions, and the money lessons you can use yourself. And you'll want to stick around until the end, because the last names on this list might just surprise you. 1. Elon Musk. Elon Musk didn't start with rockets or Teslas. Born in South Africa, he was a quiet kid obsessed with coding and sci-fi. At 12, he sold his first video game for $500, his first taste of building and selling. After moving to the US, he co-founded PayPal, which sold to eBay for $1.5 billion. Musk pocketed over 150, but instead of retiring to a beach, he doubled down. He poured almost everything into Tesla and SpaceX, both of which nearly bankrupted him. At one point, Musk admitted he was borrowing money just to pay rent, but his stubborn risk-taking turned Tesla into the world's most valuable car company and SpaceX into a rocket empire. Lesson: use small wins as stepping stones to bigger bets and play the long game, even when it's terrifying.
Back in the day, kings flexed with castles and crowns. Today's royalty? Rockets, algorithms, and stock options. Different bling, same brag.
2. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos had a Wall Street career lined up, but in 1994, he read a stat. Internet usage was growing 2,300% a year. That number changed his life. He quit, moved to Seattle, and started selling books out of his garage. Most people thought it was ridiculous. Why leave a stable, high-paying job to ship books by mail? But Bezos had a rule: always bet on long-term growth. That rule turned Amazon from a bookstore into the everything store. And just when everyone thought Amazon was only about retail, Bezos unveiled AWS, Amazon's cloud business. That division now makes more profit than retail itself. Lesson: long-term vision beats short-term safety. Bezos saw the wave early, and he rode it all the way to the top. 3. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg was a Harvard student tinkering with social apps when he launched the Facebook. At first, it was just a way for students to connect on campus. Within months, it spread to other schools, then the entire world. But Zuck's real billionaire moment wasn't inventing Facebook, it was protecting it. In 2012, he bought Instagram for $1 billion. Everyone mocked him for overpaying. Today, Instagram alone is worth hundreds of billions. He did the same with WhatsApp. Those acquisitions turned Facebook into a fortress. Lesson: don't just build, defend. Billionaires think in terms of empires, not apps.
4. Bill Gates. Bill Gates was coding before most people knew what a computer was. He dropped out of Harvard to start Microsoft with Paul Allen. His genius wasn't just software, it was licensing. When IBM needed an operating system, Gates licensed MS-DOS instead of selling it outright. That single decision locked Microsoft into every IBM computer sold. Later, Microsoft Office, Windows, and enterprise software cemented the company as a global standard. Gates became the world's richest man for nearly 20 years straight. Lesson: don't just sell a product, own the system it runs on. Platforms create unstoppable wealth. Some billionaires go all in on one hand. Others, they buy out the whole table.
And coming up next, a pair of billionaires who built the internet's most powerful tool and turned it into a money machine. Without them, you probably wouldn't even have found this video. 5. Larry Page. Larry Page was a Stanford PhD student who thought, the internet is chaos. What if we ranked websites properly? He and Sergey Brin built Google, a clean search engine with an algorithm that actually worked. But here's where the money came in: AdWords. Turning searches into advertising gold transformed Google from useful into unstoppable. Lesson: solve a universal problem, then figure out how to monetize the scale. 6. Sergey Brin. Sergey Brin shared the same vision, but his fingerprints are on Google's boldest moves: acquiring YouTube, building Android, and backing moonshot projects. While Page built the engine, Brin made sure it spread everywhere. Today, almost every phone in the world runs Android, and YouTube is the world's second largest search engine. Lesson: don't stop at one big win. Expansion multiplies wealth. 7. Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison wasn't a prodigy. He was a college dropout who bounced between jobs. But in the late 1970s, he saw the rise of databases and founded Oracle. His aggressive sales tactics, constant acquisitions, and ability to corner enterprise contracts made Oracle a business backbone. Ellison is also known for his bold lifestyle: yachts, islands, mansions. But behind the flash is a story of building boring but essential software that powers the modern economy. Lesson: sometimes the unsexy niches are the most profitable. Now, you'll want to stick around for number 8. It's not a flashy founder like Musk or Zuckerberg. In fact, his story might surprise you, but it carries one of the biggest lessons of all. 8. Michael Dell. Michael Dell was just a college kid fixing PCs in his dorm, but he had one insight. People wanted affordable, customizable computers, so he cut out the middleman and sold directly to consumers. Dell computers became a household name. When the company started slipping, Dell did something radical. He took it private, restructured without Wall Street breathing down his neck, and brought it back stronger. That move protected his fortune and rebuilt the brand.
9. Jensen Huang. Jensen Huang's journey might be the most inspiring. An immigrant who worked odd jobs like washing dishes, he studied electrical engineering and co-founded NVIDIA. At first, NVIDIA was all about graphics chips for gamers, but Huang spotted something the world hadn't. Those chips were perfect for powering artificial intelligence. While other chip companies stayed stuck in the past, NVIDIA pivoted. Today, it's one of the hottest companies on Earth, fueling everything from self-driving cars to ChatGPT. Lesson: the real money isn't in today's trend. It's in predicting tomorrow's. 10. Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer wasn't a founder, but he might be the richest employee in history. He joined Microsoft early, negotiated stock options, and rose to CEO. His fortune didn't come from inventing, it came from owning. When he left Microsoft, he turned around and bought the LA Clippers for $2 billion. People thought he overpaid. Now that team is worth around $4 billion. Lesson: you don't need to be the visionary. Ownership in the right company at the right time can change your life. So, what's the takeaway from the world's top 10 tech billionaires? Their stories might look different on the surface. Some were visionaries who built entirely new industries. Others were early employees who rode the wave. But the principles behind their wealth are strikingly similar. Reinvest your wins into bigger opportunities. Think decades ahead, not quarters. Protect your empire, whether by building, buying, or reinventing. And never forget, ownership is the ultimate wealth builder. You may not start the next Amazon, but you can adopt the same mindset. That's how ordinary moves turn into extraordinary fortunes.
This is Baron the Bull with Bulls, Bears, and Money. If you found this useful, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.